Alright, so if you're watching this on YouTube, welcome to the Let's Build with No.1 Anthony. We are building a Keycult No.160 today with lubed cream switches with switch films. That's kind of the important part because the switch films actually make them sound different. I usually wouldn't recommend switch films with already tight switch housings, but because it's actually a difference and it actually sounds better with the, or at least we prefer it with the switch films, so that's why I basically destroyed my thumbs doing it. Yeah, so we're doing a Keycult No.160 that's Cerakoted. Let me bring it here to show it at the start real quick. Start Kappa. Here you are, Battleship Gray. If you want to see more, check out the unboxing video that should be on my YouTube channel. And I'm pretty sure there's either a comment on my YouTube channel or I mentioned it, right? That this was done by a Cerakoted shop that's local to Keycult. So if you're wondering, can I send my board there? I don't know. Answer is probably no. Do I know who it is? Do I have the contact info? No. I don't know. If you need something Cerakoted, check out Tyson's Cerakoted shop. He has a website that I probably should know. Does he have a website yet? Oops. There is an official Discord, so I will put the link in chat and you can go pester him there. Yes, go. Yes, and I expect a paycheck in the mail by next Sunday. Thank you, Tyson. So let me move things back to where they usually are. So I usually have chat over here, and then I have OBS here. Just moving everything back to where they usually are. The chat bot's not really in the right spot. Okay, I think we have things back to normal. Let's start. So we already did most of the stabilizers. And the rest. Now, if you're wondering, oh no, those are screw-in stabilizers. These are not the screwed up ones. He actually got these because it was so long ago. So these are actually fine. Because you can see the underside. It has a thinner, rounder ring. I thought the 7U wire is good though. Because this is a very, very shiny 7U wire. There's an ant again. Why? Reminds me of a transient that's holding a sign warning traffic to slow down because of a cop, then says you owe me $5. Man, that's actually a smart thing to do. I should do that. Easy money. Lime seems good. You need to loop this one. Man, Alex, it must be nice to have actual brows and eyelashes. I don't have either of them. I have some semblance of brows, but eyelashes are pretty much non-existent for me. Maybe that's where the term mongoloid comes from. It started off being monolid. Okay. Click the stabilizers. Man, I will say, so, as someone who didn't see a lot of blondes growing up, I came here, and so, you know how, like, pretty much every most American colleges, the soccer team, like if they're half the white people on the soccer team are gonna be blondes, there's like a disproportionate number of blondes at college level soccer teams. I don't know about high school because I don't know. I don't keep a close eye on that. But anyway, so most of them have, you know, pretty tan skin, right? Because they're always out in the sun. And yeah, so I saw this one chick that, like, she was I think she was a year or two younger. And so I never spoke to this person, but I remember just being weirded out the first few times I saw her. I'm like, man, why does, you know, something is off, something is weird. And then maybe a few weeks later I realized, oh, it's because she basically has no eyebrows. Because she was so blonde, like super light blonde. Like the hair is insane. Like it's, I think almost platinum blonde, but naturally that blonde. Like just insanely light colored hair. But she had pretty tan skin because she's out playing soccer every day. So you do not see the brows at all. Like literally there's just nothing there. And yeah, so that kind of blew my mind a bit. I was like, what the fuck? So, oh, so that's what it was. You know, I'm not trying to, if you have invisible eyebrows, I'm not trying to judge or shame you, right? I'm one to speak, right? I practically have no, you know, shitty brows, but I'm, you know, this is weird to me because back home, you know, you never see that. Everybody has black eyebrows back home. Literally everybody. Well, except for expats, I guess, but yeah, everyone else just had black hair, black eyebrows. That's it. Maybe not everyone had black hair because a lot of people would dye their hair, but you know, almost no one dyes their eyebrows. My sweat would drip from my eyebrows into my eyes. Whoa, that's from a while back. It's the same with their eyelashes when they are that light of color. Oh yeah, so basically no eyelashes and no eyelashes. I'm not, that doesn't weird me out too much because, you know, I basically have no eyelashes, right? It's, oh my god, we should probably start the Let's Build again, huh? We should probably start the intro again. Why are we talking about this? But look at that. Look at that. There's literally nothing. It's just flesh and eyes. Right? Like if I just shave my eyebrows off, I just look like a meatball with two slits. That's it. Yeah, see, there's literally nothing. You don't see the eyelashes, so yeah, so that part didn't weird me out too much. It was the no brows. It was just like, you know, every time I saw it, I was like, man, what is like, there's something bothering me. What is it? I can't point it out. Couldn't grow hair anywhere in his body. So I'm assuming he hated it. You know, I mean, that's. I've really thought about just lasering off all my facial hair, and it's not a lot to begin with. It should be cheap, right? It's, no, you know, you don't have to do much, but yeah, because I can't even grow a beard or a mustache. So why does it even try? Like, it makes an attempt, a very, very sad attempt, but it does, and I hate it for it. And it's like, why don't you just not try at all? It's like when you know you're gonna fail a test, just don't show up. Why would you do that? Why would you show up and fail it? Just fucking don't show up. More college tips with Anthony. It's terrible. I actually did that for my national exam. So I pretty much GG'd out on one of the, because almost every subject will have 3 papers, basically 3 tests. This is all one exam, but you have to do 3 tests. Sometimes they're all in one day. Sometimes they're kind of split up, and they're not just sections, because these are big ass. Like, it's like 3 hours for that specific test. So yeah, so for Chinese, there's a short answer section that's like 2-3 hours, and then there's an essay section that you have to write like 2 or 3 essays, which is also around 3 hours. And so I showed up, and I should mention my family was not home at this time, right? So they had no idea what I was up to, right? I took the school bus to school, and so my parents had no idea. They didn't know that I went home early. I never told them, and so I sat there. They gave out, like the ruled paper, and then they gave us the test papers, and I wrote my name. I wrote my ID. Like, you had a test ID or whatever, and I wrote the date, and then I just wrote 1A, and I left like five rows blank. B, another 5 rows. C, another 5 rows blank, and then skipped like a whole page. 2, and then skipped like another couple of pages. 3, because I think it was like 3 big questions, where 2 of them are essays. I did that, and then I just sat there, because you couldn't leave until at least half an hour in. And actually, at my school, technically at that time, they actually did not allow, like, so federally, you have to keep the students for at least half an hour. That's like a nationwide law, like, rule, I guess. But my school went a bit extra. They made sure that no one left at all until the bell rang, or until time was up. So if it was a 3-hour paper and you finish it in an hour, you sat there for 3 hours. And the thing is, most of the time you can't finish a 3-hour paper, 3-hour test in 1 hour. It's unless you just had no idea what to do. Yeah. You had to sit there for the whole 3 hours. I was the first kid out of like 500 something students to leave early. And my excuse was, so I figured that if I ever did get caught by the school staff admin, I would just say that I wasn't there during the, because they had they had kind of a prep course for it, which I also skipped. So, I wasn't briefed on the rules and everything. So even though my friends told me, but my classmates told me about it, I was like, don't tell me, dude. Like, I wasn't here, so if I do anything wrong, I have that excuse, right? I can say that, well, I didn't know. Don't fucking tell me. Oh, I need to drop the decibel volume. Hold on. But anyway, so I was the first to do that, but then, so back to the Chinese paper. Like I said, my Chinese sucks, right? And so yeah, so I just did the big, just wrote down the numbers on the test, the ruled paper or whatever, lined, whatever, and just sat there and just patiently waited. And then right as the clock hit half an hour, merely my hand shot up, and I was like, and the what do you call them? Facilitators? There's another word for it. It starts with an I think. Invigilator? Yes, invigilator. Yeah, so an exam invigilator or a proctor or supervisor. So, they saw my hand, came by, thought I had, like maybe a question or something. I was like, oh, dah habis, which is Malay for I'm done. Because these test invigilators, they are teachers from other schools. Usually, so other schools, sometimes even other states, just to, so that there's no cheating, right? So that schools can't help their own students to cheat. Yeah, so, she's just done. And so some of my friends who were in that classroom saw the exam hall, whatever, they saw me, and they just kind of gave me like that smile. I was gave them the thumbs up, and I just waltzed right out. And so, at the time I didn't really care for it. I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I think the night before I might have stayed up the whole night as well. And yeah, so 3 months later, I got the test results back. So we had to go to school to pick it up. So it's like a whole thing, because you get the test results after you graduate. So, it's almost like a reunion, kind of, because everyone's busy. You graduate before you even take the test. That's the crazy part. So you graduate and then you take the test. So during that time, no one really hangs out or anything. So you don't really see your friends or anything. And then once you're done with the test, you all go your separate ways, or whatever. So yeah. So March 2012. We're all back in school. Right? And it's always weird to see all your other classmates not in the school uniform. People are wearing jeans, shorts, Nikes, Adidas. A lot of them had long hair now because, before that we had rules on hair, and, it had to be kept short. And yeah, so, it's always quite strange. And then a lot of reporters as well, because the reporters will show up a lot. So they try to show up at most schools, but then especially at the big schools, because my school was the top school in the state. So a lot of reporters are there because they were expecting, some of the highest scorers. And they will always take pictures of like, so if you scored, because the standard is, I think, 12 subjects for students in Chinese schools. So they'll take pictures of people with like 12 A's and above or something like that. So I think I got, did I get 11 or, I got 11, right? Yeah, I think I got 11. Because I took 13 subjects. And I got a B plus for one of them. And the last one. So my parents, again, they still had no idea, right? That I just rage quit. It wasn't even rage. It was just, I just gave up. Just GG'd out. Just hit the surrender button. But yeah, so they still had no idea. And, I was thinking, well, how am I going to explain it to them? And you know how Asian parents are. If you have an Asian parent, you know what it's like. And yeah, so so you had to go back to your classrooms to get the test back. That's how they would distribute the test scores. And they would actually even have your, I think. So there was kind of a weird system. You go there and then they'll have on the classroom, they'll have a name list. And I think it even has the scores on there. It's super shitty. Like, there's no respect for privacy at all. They'll have your fucking scores at how many A's and shit written there. Or I think maybe they only write out for you if you had a certain number of A's and above, they'll write it there. Right fucking there, so you can see everyone's stuff. So yeah, so I went to my classroom, because that's what my classmates all told me to go to. I went there, my name wasn't on the list. It either wasn't on the list or it was there, and then it just had like an asterisk or something. Like basically it was something weird. So I was like, what the hell's going on? So I went in, I asked the teacher, you know, what's up? She's like, I don't know, I've never seen this before. I don't know why. And then so I had to go to the office and try to figure out what was going on. You know, at this point I was like, oh boy, I already know what's going on, you know. Because the teachers would look through all the test scores first. The admin and teachers would look through everything first. It's like, well. And so I went to the office. I tried to ask around for what's going on. And here's the thing. So it's a big school, right? 500 plus in the graduating class. And there's like almost 3,000 students. And so we had a lot of teachers too. And so I went in there, and I was not even a famous kid, right? Like I wasn't in a lot of stuff. I wasn't, like a top athlete or, valedictorian or something crazy like that. So I show up, and, they just kind of looked at me weird, like, what's going on? Because, they didn't even recognize me, right? So I tell them, oh, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my results. I tried to go to the class and pick them up, but it wasn't there. And they're like, okay, what class and what's your name? Oh, Sophie Wolf, hello. And Dune Handler? I never remember how to pronounce it. Hello. But yeah, so they asked me, what class, and so I told them, what class was I in? I was in 5 SA 2. Shit, I don't remember now. 4 SA 1, 3 SA 5, 2 SA. I don't remember. Anyway, I told them my class, and then my name, it's Huang Siwen, and immediately some of the teachers were sitting, because they grouped the teachers by subjects. So the teachers that taught Chinese heard my name and immediately looked at me and like, oh, that's you? I'm like, oh. and so they told me to go see them. I walked over there, and they started lecturing me. And because they knew that I did not finish the exam. And so they were asking, like, oh, what were you thinking? Why did you do this? Thankfully my parents weren't in the office. They were just waiting outside. So yeah, so I was surrounded by like 5 old Chinese women questioning my morals and my work ethic. And yeah, so that was fun. They're like, why didn't you just, and so they're like, why did you do this? I'm like, oh, well, I just, I'm not good at it. And they're like, oh yeah, but why didn't you even try? Well, because I don't like it. And they're like, well, why did you not transfer out? And I told them, well, I tried to. I tried to transfer to a non-Chinese school. The school supervisor didn't let me because he said my grades are too good and that I should stay. And yeah, so they kept giving me a lot of crap, and then so I was just like, just tell me where to go. Like, I don't even go to school here anymore. Why do you care? But it's kind of weird, right? Because it's only been like 3 months since you graduated, so you still have that it hasn't set in that like these people don't matter anymore. But yeah, so and then I found out where I was supposed to go. I had to go to the computer lab for some reason. So I guess the delinquents went there or whatever. Yeah, so I told my parents, oh, my results are there. They're just like, oh, what's going on? Why are your results somewhere else? And I was like, oh, I don't know. And so I went to go pick it up. And I got my results. I saw it and I immediately started chuckling. And so I walked out of the computer lab. My dad immediately was like, oh, what'd you get, son? Let me see. I handed to him. He was like, wow, A, A or A plus or whatever, A plus, A minus, A plus, A, and A, B plus, oh son, B plus, A, it's okay son, it's okay, A, and then because Chinese is an elective, so it's one of the last ones to show up on the list, and so it's like the second from last. See down, and then so A, and then there's a B plus from Malay, and a TH. He's like, oh, what is that? What is TH? And I thought, well, it I'm pretty sure it stands for tidak hadir, which means absent or not present. And so I was like, wait, what happened? It's like, well, you know how when you guys were on vacation and I was the only kid, I was the only one left at home, and I had to take this. Well, I left early. Thankfully, my parents, I think, at that point, they knew that I had already secured a full scholarship, at a college here, and so I think that's why they didn't care as much. They just they knew that thing didn't really matter, so they're just laughing about it. Yeah, and then my dad told my mom. I didn't even tell my mom. Yeah, that was pretty fun. I forgot about that actually. I forgot about that whole episode. That was fun. And then so after I got my results, so I was holding, because everyone would be holding the result slip. So the assistant headmaster saw me, and he was going around taking pictures with students who got good results. So he was going around like, hey, like he'll recognize some of the better students. So he saw me and was like, oh, I bet you got like straight A's, right? So how many A's did you get? And I'm like, oh yeah, I got. And I was like, and then he was like, yeah. I'm like, oh, it's nothing. He's like, no, I'm pretty sure you got really good grades. Come take a picture of me. Let me see. I'm like, no, I didn't do very well. No, I'm sorry. And I just quickly walked. I didn't want to get lectured again. Yeah, so I missed on a picture, but that's okay. Yeah, I told my classmates and friends about it. It was pretty funny. They were like, man, what'd you get? Because they remember that I left early. That was kind of fun. Those were good times. Looking back, at the time it wasn't very fun. Yeah, but I will say that my parents, they were strict on my elder brother and some of my younger siblings on academics, but they never really cared about me. Like, literally never. So, the reason why is because they think I'm a really good kid. And, because I always got pretty good grades at school. So, they just kind of, oh, yeah, he's a good, disciplined kid, does his homework every day, we don't even need to nag him. The thing is, they didn't know that I stopped doing homework when I was in the 3rd or 4th grade. Like, I just stopped doing homework, just didn't do it. Because it pretty much never counts towards your final grade. Your final grades are almost always just the test scores. And so I figured that out at a young age. I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, doesn't matter. And yeah, so I never did my homework. And I think one of the reasons why my parents have that impression of me, one of the main reasons, was because, so my grandma used to visit us every few months. And so, because the day before, so this was when I was like 9 or 10, because the day before, maybe even around 9, like it was like 8, 9, 10, one of those. So, actually 10, I think it was 10, because I had to wake up super early. Yeah, so it was when I was 10. Yeah, so she's old, and as old Asian people wake up super early to do Tai Chi and shit, They do Tai Chi. They'll go eat dim sum and drink some hot Chinese tea, some oolong tea, or whatever, dragon jasmine tea, or whatever the fuck they drink. And then they'll take a nap. Or watch, Wu Xia, like the fucking kung fu shows, or some Hong Kong soap operas. And then in the evening they'll do their Tai Chi, they'll play mahjong, stuff like that. Anyway, so she woke up early, but I was already up. I was doing homework because the day before I did fuck all and didn't do anything at all. It's just, my parents got him. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, I have no homework. Yeah, but so the next morning I was up early just to finish some assignments really quick that we had to turn in, otherwise we'd get caned. Yeah, so the my grandma was woke up and she saw me already in the dining room doing homework, and she had no idea what the difference between doing homework and studying or whatever. So she actually told my parents. So after she saw that, she told my parents, "Oh, this morning, when I woke up, your son was already up, and he was studying, at 6:30 in the morning, before he had to go to school. He's a very good kid, blah blah, and just telling my parents how good of a student I was, and how happy they should be and proud they should be of me." And I felt really guilty. I was like, man. But yeah, so that's why my parents just always said, "Oh yeah, we don't have to worry about him. He's got this all covered." Yeah, so that's why they never asked. And so, yeah, because even in my final year of high school, I skipped 30 plus days. I would wake up and then my mom would be up and she'd say, "Do you want to go to school today? You can stay home." Like, "Oh, really? You sure?" "Yeah, just stay home." "Okay." Yeah, so that was fun. Yeah, so I went from that to having attendance count towards your fucking grades here in U.S. colleges. Fuck that. If you skipped, I think for us it was, if you skipped so it all depends on professor, but the hard rule is if you skipped more than 6 times, you get automatically failed. Oh, I know I went to the wrong college. Shut up. But yeah, so you automatically fail if you skipped more than 6 days of the semester. So, or 6 classes or whatever. Yeah, so that fucking sucks. We're doing a song on bottom row, so this doesn't matter too much at the start. My keycaps. Yeah, high school in Malaysia was a pretty traumatic experience. A lot of us still, almost a decade later, still wake up in cold sweat from nightmares about stuff that happened in high school and things like that. Like when I say stuff that happens in high school, it makes it sound like, oh, you were bullied or something. No, I meant things like waking up and realizing you forgot to study for a test or something, or you showed up in class and you realize you forgot to leave your phone at home, and it will get confiscated. Yeah, just stupid shit like that. Yeah, they use fear and then shame and anxiety really, really effectively back home. I'm hoping this poly half plate doesn't sound weird with the stabilizer, especially for the space bar. If it does, I think. Yeah, maybe just Dremel it off. Maybe. I had one class where I only went to class twice. Once on the first day and once to take the final. That's amazing. That is the dream for me. That's what I would do. I did that for one class last semester. I only showed up on the first 2 days of class, and then we had 3 tests, so I showed up for the 3 tests and the final 6 times. Yeah. The first 2 days was to try and figure out what, like how the professor was, how strict he was and all the shit. And after he kind of mentioned, yeah, I don't take attendance. I believe that at the end of the day, it's the knowledge you get, the results, and if you already have the knowledge, then you don't have to show up, blah blah blah. And yeah, so that was great. Good on you, random old guy. All my classes have attendance policies, so I'm stuck. Which state are you in? 'Cause I think some states have laws or whatever, right? About that. Community college I went to, attendance was part of your grade as well. Yeah, I mean some of the classes that I'm in still have that, which sucks. It really shouldn't be, right? Why? I'm paying for this shit. Yeah, that's one of the things I miss a lot about culture back home, though. So the main annoying thing is that people are not punctual at all. And so I used to be okay with that. And, you live here for a bit and you kind of, because people expect that of you, you start expecting the same of other people. But yeah, so I think that's pretty much the only real downside. Everything else, you know, it's kind of nice. You know, people are they understand that rules and laws a lot of times. You know, law is made for man, not man for the law. And so stuff like attendance policies and things like that. You know, like, oh, you've been really sick. Don't worry, stay at home. Do whatever you can, do whatever you need. You know, like we're not gonna count that against you. You know, they're a lot more flexible, things like that. Over here, it's so dumb. It's like, oh, well, if you are sick, you need a doctor's note, and even then, like, you know, you're only allowed this many times. Like, what the fuck? And here's the thing: over here, if you need a doctor's note, you have to pay for that shit, cause you know, healthcare here fucking sucks. Back home, we had pretty much universal healthcare, right? You get almost free healthcare, basically free healthcare, and they still didn't require a doctor's note. They're just like, well, you know, stay at home if you're sick. You know, you don't have to go to the doctor. You know, like if you're just having a fever or whatever, hey, you're not feeling well, or you know, you're having a cold or whatever that might be a virus. Stay at home, right? Get some good rest, drink a lot of water, and then come back when you're ready, right? That was nice. Over here, like, well, we have strict policies on, you know, our students need to be responsible. They need to show good work ethic. Such bullshit. Yeah, people show up to work sick and like, what the fuck? Show up to class sick and then a bunch of other people get sick. Professors show up to work sick. I'm like, oh my god, if and they're like, yeah, you know, I got sick because, you know, my kids were sick and so I got it. Like, so it's contagious. Why the fuck are you here? Go away. Right? You can afford going to the doctor and picking up a doctor's note. Well, guess who can't? The kid living on the $1 a day health insurance. All my classes have attendance policies. Okay, Colorado, I think it's just community college. I think community college, maybe it's because it's heavily subsidized by the state and maybe by the county or town or city or whatever. So maybe that's why. Funding. Okay, yeah. So yeah, funding. Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah, I think for us it was the main requirement was that you show up at least the first 2 weeks of class. So that's why I'm going to class tomorrow. Because it's a Saturday class. I skipped last Saturday. Tomorrow I'm going. Because I have to go. And otherwise I get dropped. My math teacher actually threatened to drop me for being sick. See, that's terrible. Back home, we wouldn't do that. It's like, just make sure you get an A. You get an A, good for you. You got a B, you're dumb. Maybe that fever made you stupid. This is what the teachers would say. So much better than threatening you to drop you in the class. And I take a few insults. I've got pretty thick skin. I'd always get sick after big tests. I think it had to do with stress. Yeah, I wonder if it's the same for me. I don't think so. Tell you what though, I usually have trouble going to bed, but whenever I have a assignment to do or whenever I have a big test coming up, I have no trouble falling asleep. Just no trouble at all. Just like, oh, I have a 5-page paper to write and I've only done the first paragraph. I'll stay up the whole night to finish it. And you know, it'll be like 1 a.m. Oh wow, look at the time. You know, maybe it's better for me to take a rest and then wake up at like 5 a.m. to finish it. That's probably what I should do. Same thing with exams. You know, the test is at 9 a.m. I'll wake up at 6 a.m. and, you know, I'll study then. Like right now, you know, I'm so tired. Right? How can I trust myself to absorb any information? I'll just not actually tired at all. Okay. Look at that. Oh, you can't even see it. Test all these stabilizers. Oh god, I forgot to redo the intro. Too late now. Well, whatever. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna solder some of these switches in, and then we'll try to make the switches work, and then we'll see, you know, how the alphas work out. Because if the alphas don't work out well, then I might even stop it. We'll see how it goes. So this .tv says, I know I keep talking about it, but I can't get it out of my head. What should I do with the Telios? Should I wait to put them in a UAD? No. I wouldn't feel bad about selling them to someone else. Like, I know I sound like a dick, but the fact of the matter is, a lot of people don't notice the issue, don't realize it's an issue, and because Zilla has never mentioned it being an issue, he doesn't recognize it. You're not gonna get a refund, because I know people who've asked. You're not gonna get a refund, and so since so many people don't think it's an issue, you shouldn't feel bad about selling them. Right? I mean, I don't know. It sounds shitty, but at the same time, it's, you know, what are you gonna do? And I was in school. I was not very fast at typing, so it's still a process for me. I can do my assignments at the last minute. I never had an issue with that. I can type way faster than I can dictate sentences in my head. I have horrible writer's block. Horrible. It's why I almost never show up on Reddit. It's why I don't post on Instagram, for example. I can only do the basic things, but yeah. A lot of things, but yeah. That's why I start assignments really late. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Learn to type faster because of my programming classes. Hey, and if you type fast enough, maybe you can ignore the ticking on the Telios. But yeah, that's what I think. Some people are, oh man, that's terrible. It's like, well, I don't hear you all complaining about the ticking, right? If it's a non-issue for you, why is it an issue for me to sell them? So there's someone else, that'll be someone else's problem. And if they ask you, like, hey man, like, hey, what do I do with these ticking Telios, you know? I think it's a problem. Well, tell them, give them my explanation. Just sell them to someone else, it's fine. No one's really brought it up. People don't think it's an issue, so just sell them to somebody else. Keep the gift going, right? Pay it forward. So it's either that, or if you pay to PayPal, do a PayPal dispute, or a credit card dispute. I don't know how you would try to prove it though, because it's how I feel. But yeah, I mean, worst comes to worst, you could do that. Yeah, I would not keep them. That's my. My take on it. I just wouldn't keep them. Throw them in the trash, sell them, give them away, try to argue for a refund or a chargeback. But I would not keep them. Sucks though, it costs a lot of money, and even saying that I wouldn't make it all back. Yes. I'm quite certain the inks will have the same problem. And the inks cost a lot the same. Yeah, it definitely sucks. I do agree. I've always been quite vocal. I think maybe not vocal enough on Reddit or whatever, but at least on my stream, I've never shied away from criticizing flawed products, and it's why I don't have, you don't see any sponsors because of that. Jesus fucking Christ. It's the third ant since I moved to this desk. I left a bad review on the Tilio switches and got all kinds of hate because of it. Where did you leave this review? Oh. Yeah. Yep. It's why you don't seem sad, maybe like, oh, you should do your part. But yeah, it's why I make sure not to sugarcoat things on my stream and in my own Discord, but it's why I don't bother posting my stuff anywhere, because it's one of the reasons why I really the thing I hate the most about this hobby is, other than I mentioned that the lack of respect for standards, but really the root cause is because in this hobby, so in industries and things like that, there's a lot of or hobbies, especially hobbies. I think industries kind of it doesn't really work that way, but hobbies, you can look at the power dynamic or whatever, and in keyboards, the vendors, the makers, hold more power than the customers. In other hobbies it's not, say like an audio for example. Only people who get paid reviews, who get paid to review things or get sent review samples, are really worried and concerned about keeping, putting in a good word. Really, those are the only people that are worried about it. Other than that, you don't have to worry about, offending a company or a vendor or whatever. Because if you post a bad review or you give, some shit, like let's say you really hate your Audio-Technica ATH50X. Right? You can post a review. No one gives a shit. Maybe other owners and other enthusiasts will give you crap, but you can buy another Audio-Technica headphones without worrying about anything. Why? Because, they don't care. They don't know who you are. You can buy it from Amazon, somewhere else. Whereas, in this hobby, you could easily be denied a spot in a group buy or whatever if you say the wrong thing against the wrong person. At least now it's a bit better. A little bit. I wouldn't say by much though. But yeah, or if you say bad stuff, you might not be able to join the private group buys, which are a big thing in this hobby, right? That's where all the what's the word? Clout comes from. Right. Being able to get stuff through the back door. And to do that, it requires sticking your head up where the sun don't shine. Who either don't hear or feel it, who are afraid to try and find it because I like using inks. Yeah. That's fine as long, but you're not going all out trying to give people shit for talking about the issue or bringing it up. Right. Because there is someone on my Discord who keeps doing that. And it's like, dude, I know you bought those switches. And you're trying your best not to, have someone tell you something might be wrong with them. Don't want to do a chargeback because I don't want to hurt Zeal's business, especially if it's a Garon factory issue. But at the same time, if he's aware of it, in my mind, there should be a statement. Oh, he's aware of it. He is very much aware of it. Because I've had at least one customer who has tried to ask him for a refund. The other person, I don't know if he ever contacted Zeal about it. I think he just gave up. You just threw them away basically. And then I think those are the two main ones. Because the other people, they just stopped and just sold them something. See if it gets better in the board. I will tell you straight up that the answer is most likely not. Because it has to do with the leaf. So that's not gonna break in. Anything like that. The thing is, it's not unique to the Tilios. I have some cream switches here that have that. I have some vintage blacks, very suspicious, highly suspect vintage blacks that have that. But the thing is, none of them have it at that rate. Same thing with the inks. Yeah, the inks, the main thing it has over Tito's, it sounds better. Feels about the same, honestly. But yeah, it does sound better, for sure. That's not really a debate. And how much credibility I've edited this argument being someone who discovered it naturally. Hopefully. The thing is, I've brought the switches, I've showed the switches to people who are just not even really familiar with the hobby. And I showed it to people on Max on Deck and other enthusiasts as well. Yeah, because I showed it to friends who just, like, you know, they don't really care, you know, just a few months ago, they were just using Corsair boards and, you know, they're just using stock get on yellows and, you know, just basic things because they don't really care. Yeah, I showed them the inks that I lubed, and you're like, oh, what is that? You know, what they feel the weird tick or whatever. Maybe here's what I need to do. Since my dad will be here in town, he knows fuck all about mechanical keyboards, right? He has no stake in this. Maybe I should tell him to do that. Tally, hey, how's it going? Good to see you here. We are 5 hours in. What? I might have to just stay up the whole night again because yeah, I have to make it to class tomorrow. And I think I want to finish this tonight before I go to town. People, hey, good to see you here. Yes, still live. You take your dad to eat dosa? No, he can have much better dosa back home. Much better back home. Just crash when I finish up and I'm waking up now. Oh, no. Yeah, Smithers, I did kind of see your message on Discord. I haven't had time today. Like I said, I woke up this morning. I was just working on switches. And then I ate cereal. I didn't even eat lunch. I ate cereal for breakfast. And then went out for dinner for like an hour. And then I bought sushi and I came back. And continued lubing switches. Started the stream. Still lubing switches. So yeah, so I just haven't really had time to respond to anything. Yeah, but I saw that Alex did chime in a bit, so that's nice. You can see, okay, you can kind of see this. Kind of. Yeah, for me, it's not even about, oh, nobody should buy Tilios. Nobody should buy inks. It's more of buying switches is all about weighing the pros and cons. You know, it's all about compromises. Price is a big compromise, right, for the inks and materials. But there's always some other things, right? And so I think it just needs to be, part of the consideration, right? People just need to be aware of it. Like, okay, you're gonna be okay with that, You maybe gonna get something that are gonna tick really bad. It just has to be, something that is mentioned. Whether you care or not is another question. Right? Because like say some people don't care about, so just being super smooth, and it's like, you know what? I don't want to pay $1 because like that's not something I care too much about. I care for the value, the price more. Whole point of finding a stuff was to say thanks because the other posts are making me feel like I was crazy. Yeah. And the funny thing is they were saying someone was like make a video of it. It's like, dude, how do you take a video of a like a tactile thing? And another one was, just lube it and it goes away. It's like, no, that's not gonna work. But yeah, to be fair, yeah, it is a hard issue to explain and try to understand unless you feel it in person. So yeah, so a lot of people even think like you meant like scratchiness or something. Okay, so this sounds like a weird thing to nitpick, but soldering on this PCB, I'm assuming it's the same factory that Wilbur uses for all his PCBs. It doesn't feel very nice. It's a non-matter for the most part, but just something to mention, right? Yeah, it doesn't. Gone PCBs are. Back then, I don't know about now, but the gone PCBs that I've had to work on, super nice to solder, just super nice. Like the solder just goes, it flows right in, and just sticks to the PCB or the pads or whatever. Yeah. This one, not really. Untitled the gift sub, thank you so much. Now up to 66 gift subs. Guess you're gonna do 3 more and then stop, huh? Too bad October doesn't apply to gift subs. I know, it's such bullshit, isn't it? I don't get why it doesn't apply. I guess maybe they don't want Twitch channels to just gift like a bunch of subs for free. Maybe that's what it is. Like they don't want the Twitch streamers themselves to do it. I think maybe that's why. Because then a lot of streamers will just do it just to basically put other people's foot in the door. Or is it put your foot? I guess. Whatever. Yeah, so I guess maybe that's why. Because, if, you basically get 250 of the 250 you spend with September. So, oh god, there's another ant and it's bothering me. Okay, so the trick of ants is you cut them with your you split them in half with your fingernail instead of squishing them with your fingers. If you want to kill them on the walls without leaving a stain. Why am I talking about killing ants? I just realized my camera is kind of weird now too. Give me 1 second. The lighting is weird. Oh. Hold up. Okay, there we go. Now it's a bit better. every once in a while, and it actually gave me the option. And it does seem like a task violation. Wait, so you mean as in you could gift other people with the... No, as in... This month, all subs are 50% off. So... You could... So I could still gift viewers a sub. It just will be at full price. It will not enjoy the 50% off that Twitch is currently having a promo on. And Rainy with the host, thank you so much. 34 viewers, thank you. My name's Anthony. I stream keyboard content, mechanical keyboards, custom mechanical keyboards, weekly, twice a week actually. Mondays I do unboxings. Friday evenings, Monday evenings and Friday evenings. Friday evenings I do custom keyboard builds. Today we are up late. We've been streaming for 5 hours. Although uptime was showing 3 hours something because apparently Twitch was having a lot of issues. Apparently I wasn't the only one who was constantly getting dropped. Yeah, so welcome everyone from Rainy's channel. Thank you. Okay, where were we? That's why I really hope we can. It's why I like what Keycult is doing, and I hope we move away from. There'll always be group buys, but I hope that, as capital starts building up for a lot of these makers, vendors, that.
When worlds
now it's
collide,
a full-on raid. Thank you so much.
You can run,
but you can hide.
Do I have to introduce myself again?
So hard, you'll swear you died. When worlds collide, hold my hand, I'll be your guide. When worlds collide.
Thank you, Rainy, for the raid. For those of you who don't know, Rainy is a good fan of the channel. She's probably my most watched streamer on Twitch, actually. Outside of big official Dota, tournament organizers, pretty much the most watched channel for me. Anyway, let's check her out if you haven't already. She's been streaming for a long time, ever since the days of Justin TV. So my name's Anthony, 0.1 Anthony. I stream custom mechanical keyboard content twice a week, Monday and Fridays at 9 p.m. Central. Mondays we do unboxings, Fridays we do full custom keyboard builds. And so today we are building a custom 60% keyboard with a half plate with some lubed cream switches. So hopefully this goes well, actually. The keycaps over here, these are Imstil black on black. Not Enjoy PBD. This is better. Imstil black on black. Chair profile. Dice up PBT keycaps. Yes, you can post the post. Yeah, we don't have a. Don't worry, I won't ban people for posting stuff. If you spam stuff, maybe I will. But yeah, no, don't worry. Very light moderation here. Yeah, go for it. Oh, I can't reach those switches. How do I reach these switches? Is that the PC plate? Yes, it is a polycarbonate half plate. Okay, so now the difficult part. Because the PC mount holes are too big on the PCB, switches just fall right out. So now it's a matter of trying to figure out how to, because they're gonna be crooked too. How am I gonna make this work? Does this do anything? Not really. Does it at least help me hold up the switches, right? So, how does this? Oh, there's still so much wiggle room to what the fuck. This is not gonna work. Nope, this will not work at all. This is also the same plate. Says liked how you. Oh yes, thank you. Well, I tried. It was late at night. God, this plate's so bad. But I'm hoping. Nope, won't really do anything for us. And this also doesn't work. I was hoping to put silencing clips on them so that it takes up more room on the switch. Oh. Nope, this doesn't work. No, the thing is, we have to find a way to keep the switches straight because Tali, the thing is with this issue, in my experience, it is not a batch thing. I believe it is all of them. Some of the switches just have it more pronounced than others, but all of them, as in all the newer get-on switches, have that issue, just to different degrees. So I wouldn't say it's a batch thing. I think it is an actual. It is something they will have to consider fixing across all the switches. I doubt it's gonna get picked up by bigger streams. A lot of them are sponsored by the companies that sell inks and Zillios, so I doubt it's gonna happen. There's one more thing that's really hard to change. It's people's perceptions after they bought into something. Yes. Especially because they're quite expensive. So people are invested in them. Was wondering if sponsor relationships are that fragile? I think so. That's always the problem. And is it called endemic sponsorships? It's why if you see some other channels, they try not to do that. Like, you know, I'm not talking about streamers in general. I'm talking about just YouTube, right? Say Linus Tech Tips, for example. They try to have sponsors that's not Intel, AMD, Asus, you know, things like that. They try not to, right? They try to do, you know, other things like, you know, Tunnel Bear and Crunchyroll. What's the beef jerky? I don't remember. Dude, if I have to do this with all the switches, I'm gonna get so mad. If this actually works, I will be very annoyed. It's gonna be a lot of work. What I'm basically doing is I'm trying to put tape on the PC mount pins. Not a crazy idea, but hey, could work. Oh no, this palm is too smooth, so the tape doesn't stick well. Yep. GG. Well, this won't work. The thing is, I could try to put it upside down, but it still won't stop them from wiggling around. That's the issue. Now, so look at this. because the PCB pins are too big. Thank you so much. Yeah, there's just so much fucking wiggle room. I don't even know. You can still push down the switch a little bit, so that's not good. Maybe it's not even bottomed out completely. Let's look at this. Amazing QC and design. Amazing. Let me show you what it's supposed to look like. No wiggle room. Look at that. You want to try a cheaper PCB? DZ60. Let's see how this one works. Okay, cheap ass PCB. Cheap Chinese PCB, right? Slightly newer DZ60. Keycult number 160 PCB. Wow, was that a fluke? Let's redo it. Switches in. It's just not in. Came out again. Just why? This is infuriating. It's always the fucking expensive products that are. Yeah, I think I might even have to try to solder it upside down. But the problem is, even if I do that, it doesn't stay straight. That's the issue. The thing is, even if I did have a way to secure it, Like, you know, I thought about using tape and stuff, but the problem is it won't be completely straight because there's so much wiggle room. So that means even after I solder all these, I'll have to go back and probably adjust them by hand. And as I reflow the solder, I'll have to put keycaps on and then try to align them. Or something, I don't even know. This is why I'm glad I like more than just keyboards. Because this is why I won't get a keyboard tattoo. If you literally just have this one hobby, you're bound to get disappointed. Oh, I don't even know what to do. Yeah, Max Chick, say how's it going? Use an ISO enter some of the key like backspace or line. Switch another one. The thing is, you can't really with a plateless because. Oh, I guess maybe. But the problem is that it means I would need something else other than these photo post-it notes because it doesn't go deep enough. Because there's no plate at all. Or actually, hold on. Still have to solder from underneath, but maybe, just maybe, just why even release a half-plate if your PCB has this problem? Oh, but it won't fit this. And I really don't like the way this switch feels. Remind me to swap this one out. So the pipe key.
When worlds collide,
James Warner, thank you so much.
you can run.
But no can hide.
Thank you for the
When
raise.
worlds collide, you'll laugh so hard, you'll swear you died. When worlds collide, hold my hand, I'll be your guide. When worlds collide.
Thank you so much. So for those of you who are new, I see you, Polar Junction, Gaming Tribune, iBurley Games, Oka, 0.1 Anthony. I stream custom mechanical keyboard content twice a week, Monday and Friday evenings, 9 p.m. Central Time. On Mondays we do unboxings, Fridays we do custom keyboard builds. Usually we don't stay up until this late on Fridays. But today we kind of have to because it is a monstrous task that is before us. And I welcome all you raiders on joining us on this what's the word I'm looking for? What's another word for winding? It has a T in it. Not twisting, no. It's not torturous, but something sounds like that. No. Like a winding path. Tortuous. See, not torturous.
Tortuous.
Tortuous. So I was close. I knew it wasn't torturous, but I wasn't sure if it was tortuous. Yes, tortuous. Yeah, so it is spelled. Oh, whoops. So yeah, so actually very close to torturous, huh? Just without an R. So yes. So, like torturous, just without an extra R. That's it. But yes, thank you so much, James Warner. For those who haven't already, please give him a follow. The link in chat. Oh no. Dude, I literally spelled out James Warner. Like every letter. Torch the US. Oh, the LED desk mat is live. How many hundred LEDs did you say it has? Dude, this is impossible to use. Look at that. How are we gonna solder switches in? Alex, well, thank you so much for being here. Honestly, I'm thinking of giving up today. I don't even know. No, epoxy won't do anything because it still won't help straighten out the switches. That's our problem. My problem, I have no problems trying to solder it from the underside. It'll just be a bit tedious. Or try and turn it around and solder it that way. But the problem right now is they're not straight, and there's no way for you to probably keep them straight. Look at that. Like, you will have to go in on each switch individually to try and straighten them. Because even if we look at the sides, because it is plateless, half plate, it becomes more difficult because then how are you going to transition from the plate parts to the non-plate parts? Even then, there's still vertical movement, or along the whatever axis that is. Z axis, I guess. Yes, yes, yes. I got what what you meant, but again, so the straight switches are these, but there's still the plate material in between these parts. No, see, the problem is not having them attached. It's finding a way to get them straight in the first place. That's our main issue. Straightening them first. I don't care about them sticking to the plate, the PCB. That doesn't really matter to me, right? I mentioned I can just solder it. I can just try to hold it up and solder it this way from underneath. Right now the problem is how do we even begin to straighten these switches without them just moving all over the place. Look at that. And it's not an ortholinear where you could just find ways to just put things in between. Custom print a little jig that holds it in place. Yeah, that is not in my pay grade at all. I don't have a 3D printer, but yes, that's what I was trying to do with that's why you see this extra plate here. I was trying to see if I just sandwich it like that, if it would help, but it doesn't, because the switches have a small dimension, right? It's almost like a pyramid of sorts, so it doesn't work that way. Because even if I just want to hold the switch, I could even try to use LEDs to hold them in place, but LEDs won't help with straightening them. That's the problem. The thing about running a ruler is that you can keep and another thing that makes it difficult is they have switch films, so they are not perfect. So actually, yeah, that's gonna defeat the whole ruler thing as well. Okay, so these things have switch films in them. So you'll see there's actually a bit of material that sticks out, and it's not the same for all of them. You see this little bit of translucent, or pretty much transparent material that sticks out. It's made of some sort of plastic. See this part? So not all of them have the same amount, have the same overhang, if you will. So that would work as well. And yeah, because I actually, when you mentioned, man, that's a good idea. Yeah, then when I looked down and, oh right, I forgot about that. Yeah, I might just make a decision to just swap to the aluminum plate at this point, because it's not gonna work with the half plate. Yeah, I think the only way to make a half plate work is to use 0v1 switches. That's 0v1 bottoms. That's, and maybe some early generation Gateron bottoms. I think that's our only play. Because I believe even the newer Gateron switches will not. Like the Ink, for example, don't stay put. Yeah, Alias switches don't do it as well. Yeah, we'll need like the early gen. So yeah, so for those of you who just joined, this is not supposed to be an issue. So you can see that most other PCBs, look at this one. So when you put the switch in, it fits the PCB pins. The holes for the pins are the standard size, so it holds the switch in place. See, so there's pretty much no wiggle room. Look at that. Right, and it doesn't fall off. It actually grips it. So that's what they're for. But the problem with this one is, so I put them all in here, right? Look at the amount of wiggle room we have. If I turn this thing upside down, so all of them fall off. This one, pretty much, you know, most other PCBs. This. Stays up. These were specced for the 0v1 switches. I know this because I believe so. Because the PCB is designed by Wilba, and I believe the first commercial PCB he made was the Zeal 60 PCB, which had larger than standard holes to specifically fit the Zeal V1 switches. So Zillow V1, Tilio V1, Xylem V1, all of those had bigger than standard PCB mount pins. And so those actually didn't work in most PCBs, but only in some PCBs, very few of them, and Zeal's own PCB. And the V2 switches actually corrected that. They went down to the correct sizing. But some of these PCBs did not change. Either they were already in the works, or you know, just they forgot or something. James Warner, well, have fun with your food. Thank you so much for the raid again. And yes, I will check out the clip. Can someone put it in Discord? Actually, I'll take a look at it afterwards. I actually will. I for sure will, because I know he mentioned it on the 0.1 Keyboards Discord, and so been wanting to see it. You could turn this into a subathon stream. Yeah, I was not planning on staying up this late because I still have class tomorrow, and then right after class, I am going out of town. So it is going to be a long weekend. Make sure to never build a half plate. I wouldn't say a half plate is the problem. The half plate is not the problem. The problem is the PCB, right? There is only one, literally only one thing to blame here, the PCB. The switches are perfectly within spec. The plate is within spec. It is only the PCB. That is it. It's one part. And the problem is, there is a disturbing lack of respect for standards in this hobby. You're at the firmware. No, no thanks. No thanks. Thank you. I Burley Games. This is a. I guess I could just use this. This is a Graf Zeppelin flatline power reserve in Germany. An automatic watch with a blue dial, yellow gold subdial hands. For date complication there. A power reserve meter, as well as a 24-hour indicator. This is honestly useless. This 24-hour thing, pretty pointless. It's supposed to do like an AM PM thing. And this strap is an aftermarket strap. Did not come with this watch. It was given to me by Devness. Big shout out to him. He is the top donor of this channel. Good friend of mine. And this is a Shell Cordovan leather strap, purchased from Etsy with Shell Cordovan leather from Shinki. It is a tannery in Japan. I use inverted commas for leather because it's not really a leather. It is a membrane. It is the membrane under a horse's ass. So it's got a very super soft and smooth. Like, it's insane, and the sheen is. Look at the natural shine on it. It's insane. Like it does not look cheap at all in person. You know how some glossy things just look cheap? This one, you touch and feel it. It's insane. And I actually have I have a command for that. Maybe it'll work. Yes. The one complication that makes my head hurt trying to imagine how they make it work. Which one? The power reserve? Good question. I personally don't know. I believe I have watched a video on it. I don't remember. Because like I'll put a bunch of, at one point I used to put a bunch of watch videos to watch. Kenyans, hello. How's it going? Okay, V1 switches are available in quantities. Actually, no. They're actually really hard to find now. But yeah, so I just spoke to the owner of the keyboard, Eamsboard, and he says to just go ahead and swap to the aluminum plate. And he says what he'll do is he will ask Keycult about the upcoming PCBs, because Keycult mentioned that they're going to restock the No.1 60 PCBs. So he's going to ask if they will be corrected. I hope they will, because they should. They really should. Yeah, because otherwise you're going to have to be looking for 0v1 bottoms or older Gateron bottoms. Maybe mod switches. Let's see. How do you SMS from your watch? I can't, unfortunately. But what is your wallet? Loba, hello. Nagi out as well. Hello. Also, if I have any new followers, I'm sorry if I missed it. I've just been so focused and concerned about this. Nagi, thank you for the follow. Polar Junction, Birdie Games. Thank you. Karnikun as well. And yes, and for the raid, thank you. Okay, so I have to desolder this. I have the desoldering gun turned on. I'll desolder this. I'm gonna grab the other plate. Yeah, it's gonna be a long stream. wallet. I have a wallet from Garda Goods. I bought it from their sample sale a few months ago. Let me grab it. So yeah, so this is my wallet. God, another ant. I can't remember the letter type. It has some long ass name to it. Let me look it up. What? It is Mariam Newbuck Marone Horse Rump. Yeah, let me put that in chat. Let me put the whole name in chat actually. Okay, so who was it that asked? It was Loba, right? Okay, so that's the wallet I got from Garda Goods. Ooh, wait for Black Friday if you can. Otherwise, you know, I would recommend getting a nice leather wallet, not something from Amazon. You know, something handmade. Pretty nice. You look on Etsy. You can go to Garda Goods is where I went to get mine. There's another one with the letter A in it. I can't remember what it's called. And then there's Desert Dweller. Ashland? Is it Ashland? I have two friends who have wallets from there. I don't like the logo though. I really, really hate the logo. So I like this one. No logo. Easy. Everything else at least makes sense. Down in second hand, make the minute go 60 times slower than that. Hour go 60 times slower than a minute. Date go 24 hours. Power reserve, they can go up and down independently on the clock. I mean, it has to do with the... what is it called? Like the coil, the thing that you wind up. Because it's like a, you know, imagine like a wind up toy car, right? You wind up, so I'm assuming it just, you know, there's just some gear or something that you know, slowly ticks the power indicator as you do that. Mainspring? Okay, is that what it is? Okay. I don't remember what it's called. Yeah, because when I really looked at watches, it was a while back. Yeah, I've been trying not to look at watches again, just so I don't buy more. Any more stuff that goes into the wallet? You and me, dude. You and me both. Okay, so... Oh my god, really? What looks like a little purse. It's a card holder. I don't need a lot, and I used to carry around, you know, because that's just how it works for wallets. As many slots as it has, you're gonna fill them up. So I at first I wanted to get the one with 5 slots. This is a 3 slot. So at first I wanted to get it with 5, but it was a bit more expensive and it's thicker as well. So fuck it, let's try 3. It works out for the most part. So some of the cards that I don't use all the time, I just don't bring it out with me. I just have to remember when I do, so it's kind of annoying. So like say for example, the laundry card, you know, I just keep it at home since I don't do laundry every day. And then some of the rewards cards that I had, I tried to find, you know, a way to make them work just online. And then some of them I have they give a little, almost like a keychain thing. So I just have that on with my keys. So, works out fine for me now. So I really hate bulk. Like even with a wallet so thin, I even put it in my front pocket. And when I go anywhere, I like taking it out. I just don't like the feeling of stuff in my pockets. Okay, Smirus TV, .tv, thank you so much. This is for my class, because I run out of energy drinks. Oh no! Oh no, no. Yeah, I have class tomorrow too. That sucks. Sucks for both of us. Have a good night, friend. I hope you come back some other time. Good night. Maybe go find my wallets. I carry 1 bank card of my license now only. Yeah, see, so maybe get a smaller one. That way, you know, you can put it in front pocket, you can put it in shirt pocket. Yes, thank you very much. The thing I need to if I do sleep tonight, I just need to make sure that I wake up on time. That's literally it. So hopefully we won't. Oh no, this player has the same problem as the Keycult No.1 of 1. Oh no. Yeah, some of the cutouts from the stabilizers are too tight. And I never like that with PC mount stabilizers, because it affects the stabilizer action. 4 cards in mine: driving license, bank card times 2, work discount card. Oh, and a work discount card. Yeah, I have 4 as well. Oh, no, 3. 3 cards. And then just cash and random crap in the middle. I used to carry around a boba rewards card as well. I stopped doing that. Popov also makes some nice leather goods. Oh, I have not seen those actually. Maybe I should. I thought about buying something for my dad, but if I had known he was gonna be coming this weekend earlier, I would have planned something and tried to find something before that. It's kind of too last minute by now. Does he have any Myonix mouse pads? I do. None of them are for sale though. I like them all. You can buy them off Amazon, although I know a lot of them are out of stock right now. I guess maybe eBay would be a place to go. Maybe Newegg. Mastrop sometimes has them, but the past few times they've had them, they didn't have all the options, so that's kind of lame. Keep a second card holder in my center console in my car. It's pretty smart. Put a lot of those reward cards in Google Pay, Samsung Pay. Yeah, that's what I ended up doing. I put my IKEA card there. I think it works there. And gas and electric card. That's 5, right? License and credit card plus a 20. Then I have a second card holder, my center console, backup card. That's pretty smart. Hey, Just Tiny, hello. Good morning. You just waking up? We've been live for 6 hours. Last Friday? Wait, when did I do the 7-hour stream? Was it Friday or Saturday? Saturday, right? Yes, an extra 1 card. Yeah, but bank card times 2. So driving license, bank card times 2. Work and discount. And then... Oh, or is it work discount card and get... Wait, no. Oh. Woke up at a weird time, decided to check Twitch. Hey, well... We'll keep you company at weird hours of the night. That's exactly what the stream is. If you are looking for company when you're alone at night. The only thing is, if you're calling AAA because you've locked this out of your car, I don't know if they'll come if you don't tell them the number on the card. Or across that bridge when you come to it. You could probably put the number on your phone, right? Write it down somewhere, maybe? Or it'll probably be online somewhere. Trying to keep my eyes open, need to go to bed. Well, thanks, Stefan, for being here. Thank you for some of the ideas as well. Thank you. Yeah, for everyone who was trying to help out, I really appreciate it, right? Some of the ideas, oh, it could work, and then look down, oh, it won't work. Yeah, so it'll help me run through the list of possible solutions faster, so I really appreciate that. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, that's a shame. At least, Eansborough was pretty cool with just swapping over to aluminum. He didn't really gave two shits about it. I think I worried more about it than he did. He just like, oh, that's unfortunate. Just use the aluminum. Very, very understanding. Work discount card is a single card after clocking in. Card my keys. I don't think I'll... Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I used to think, man, I can't have everything just on my phone. What if I lose my phone? And I'm like, well, yeah, but what if I, before this, I had everything on my wallet. And I'm more likely to lose my wallet than my phone. Yep, just as I suspected, this spacebar is looking to sound as bad as the one on the Keycult No.1 or F1. I wonder if a heavier string would help out with this, just to make it so that it's not as easily triggered. So listen to this. The thing about apps is that when you lose your phone, you just download the app again. It's all there. Well, you have to call each company. Yes, exactly, yeah. You're absolutely right. That's why I just try to put stuff in my phone. It's better. Right, listen to that. You hear that? This is what it's supposed to sound like. But on the sides. So a big reason why this happens is because of the asymmetrical spacebar cutouts for the stabilizer, or asymmetrical spacebar stabilizer cutouts. This really shouldn't be a thing in high-end keyboards. So you see that this part is tight. It is basically right up against this stabilizer. And this one isn't. This one is just nice room around it. This is usually a way better approach to just leave the stabilizer untouched. Whereas this one is, see how it's squeezing just on the bottom left corner over here? See that? So it's little things like that that affect the way the things sound. And yeah, these aren't even like the retooled. Wait, these spacebar ones are the retooled ones. Yo, what? So there's a mix of them? I get to work here on my own shit. I'll check in. Okay. Yeah, I won't be streaming this weekend most likely because I'm gonna be out of town. But thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it, and have a good one. And thank you for the gift subs. Okay, another thing is, so look at the stabilizers. So this is from the same bag. Okay, look at this. So this is the older generation screw stabilizers, and then the space bar. I compared this with this. See how the ring is flatter over here? Is more defined over here, whereas this one is not really. You can see it's very round on this. This one it's a very obvious circle. Yeah, so this means that they're the retooled ones. So yeah. Also this. Thank you, 1 to 3 bits. Have a good night, my friend. I'm glad we also caught this. Yeah, because these other 3 are the older kind, I just assumed this one was going to be as well. Turns out not. Turns out they're mixed. See how the 6.25 is the older one? Let's compare these. See that? Side by side. So on the left it's the older, and on the right it's the newer one. Absolutely amazing hobby. Absolutely. And this stabilizer insert is scratchy. Okay, this one is better. This one. I really don't understand why they didn't put more room for the stabilizer cutout. I really don't understand it. Like, why would you put enough room on one side, not the other? Just. Of course, there's a north-facing spacebar. This one is they're kind of stuck doing this because of the construction, the way it mounts. So they can't have a south-facing spacebar. I think it'll, yeah, because it'll stick out. Oh, it is fun to come when I build my own. Yes, I think for a lot of people, it you know, a lot of these minute details won't really matter, but when it comes to building for expensive ones, especially when you are paying other people to do it, so you have to think about labor as well. Then it adds up, right? And as someone who's trying to build, trying to, you know, do his best work for other people, it becomes my problem, right? A bit better, but you hear that? So you don't have that here. Nice and stable here. Let's try a heavier spring. Maybe that'll fix this problem. Just this problem. Okay, we're trying out a heavier spring. So it fixes that wobbling issue. I'm planning on jumping right in with full custom cast concrete case, custom made matte black PCB, steel plate, powder coat on the bottom, rest the finish on the top. Essays key of unknown design. I don't know switches yet. I haven't decided. If I could recommend anything, if you're going with a concrete case, honestly, I would avoid the steel plate. Most switches don't sound their best with steel plates. So it really depends on what you're going for. He still has that. This is not as bad. Mostly because it has more resistance because of the heavier spring. Still, just what in the fucking world, man? Yeah, because the Keycult No.1 Rev 1 has this exact same problem. Exactly the same. And it's actually one of the main reasons why my friend is selling hers. If you hit the spacebar right down the middle, good job. Very nice. Sounds like what a switch is supposed to sound like. On the sides though, well, let's see if it changes if we put more switches in, or we put it in a key. I don't know. We'll see. I doubt it though. Because yeah, the plate is cut almost exactly the same. Alright, for those of you watching on YouTube, this is now the start of the Keycult No.1 Rev 160 build. Yes, this is now the beginning. We have actually been live for over 6 hours now on Twitch, but I'm not going to show any of the... So basically what we did was we lubed some switches, and then we tried to make the half plate work. Didn't work. Reason is the PC mount pin holes, these two holes here, are way too big. They're not standard. That's bad. Objectively bad. And especially because they released a half plate. Half plate means you need these switches to fit nice and tight in the PCB. Doesn't happen because, again, PC mount holes are not standard size. They're loose. So they fall right off. You cannot straighten them reliably when you solder them. So now we're swapping back. So I had to desolder some of the switches, and then now we're swapping to an aluminum plate. Well, then the Quartez. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a good night. Thank you, thank you. It's power of bespoke high-end keyboards. Unfortunately so. This is the stuff that people are paying over $1,000 for. So today's build, Keycult No.1 Rev 1, we've already done the stabilizers. we are using some lubed cream switches with 62 gram S switch springs. It is 4:51 a.m. here in Dallas, Texas. And then, do you have any foam or anything on tofu? No. No, not this one. It's not mine. And we're actually not done with it. I still have to Dremel the center mounting post off, which I've yet to find time to do because I have to figure out how to use my rotary tool. What type of solder do you use? This is Kester 6337 Rosen core solder. This is the 0.8 millimeter. Definitely try to use good quality solder. I'd prioritize it over a good soldering iron. Because you use good solder, desoldering is way easier too. So usually we're going to do switch alignment, but for this build we don't really need to because these are PC mount switches. The plate combined with the PC mount pins do enough to keep the switches straight. lead. Yes, this is leaded solder. Yes. The thing about leaded solder is desoldering is quite a bit more difficult. So yeah, so it depends. Francis, hats off to you. Yes, it honestly looks like I will be up the whole night. I think this will be the third night this week that I will not have slept at all. Was I planning on this? No. I was planning for the stream to not take longer than... At first, I thought it wouldn't take longer than 3 hours because I assumed that I'll be able to finish the switches before the start of stream, because I was not expecting a higher than 50% reject rate for the creams. And, well, here we are. I spent the first 3 hours of the stream just finishing up lubing switches. And then I thought, well, you know what? And at the start of the stream, I thought, okay, it shouldn't take longer than 4.5 hours. Hopefully not. And now here we are. We are at 6.5 hours. And we have just started soldering. Yeah, I have class, and then right after class, I am going out of town. Kind of last minute. I only found out we're doing that, I think, on Thursday or Wednesday. So yeah, so that's kind of fun. Overall, so far, a very challenging is a positive word. Honest adjectives would be disappointing, discouraging, disillusioning. Is that a thing? I don't know what disillusioned is, but I don't know if you could make it a gerund. Hey, English teacher. A lot of people here don't know what a gerund is. It's actually quite interesting. Kofi, what did you miss? Not a lot, except for a lot of fun. It was very exciting. A lot of great high-end custom keyboard stuff, as usual. Great quality control, great consistency. You know, just the usual stuff. So the heavier spring doesn't really help the spacebar. I'm just gonna swap it back to a stock spring, I think, or not stock spring, to the springs that we're using for the rest of the switches. Go back to 62. Will we hit 9 hours to stream? Maybe. We'll have to see. Yeah, I believe we are going to use GMK minimal on this thing. I believe. Though, pretty sure the sound better PVT. I think I stay awake through the soldering. Have a good night, morning. Gonna get some sleep. Alright, well, thank you so much for being here, Nat Nappy. I hope you have a good night. I hope I'm not still here when you wake up. Yeah, the pads on this PCB don't play very well with solder. It might be the coating they use on here. Maybe? I don't know. Yeah, so basically the edges of the pads, which are the rings where the solder goes in, just don't seem to pull the solder properly. Man, I can't think of it. I don't even know why. My brother decided that we're gonna go down to Austin to see my dad this weekend, when we could have just gone next weekend. Cause my dad will be just arriving from a 2 day flight, so he's gonna be tired, and it's last minute for us. Could have just planned for next weekend instead. I don't know what the logic was. Okay, so it looks like all the switches are soldered. We're gonna test them real quick. And what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna put keycaps on here first before we even assemble it. Lazy Fart, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you, thank you. You made it. We are still live. Good morning to you. We are approaching the 7-hour mark. Oh, what kind of a test of fucking... So this PCB has a daughter board for the Type-C connector, so we have to put it in the case to test it. Alright, let's go ahead and put keycaps on here. We are using GNK Minimal. It also belongs to Eansbird, so he didn't buy this specifically for the Keycult No.1 60 though. It just so happens that he shipped this to me as well, so we're just gonna put this on here. The reason why I am doing this first before putting in the case is because I want to test the switches. So if any of them feel or sound bad, I'm going to replace them before I go through the trouble of putting it into the case. That's kind of the strategy we got going on right now. Well, by the way, Lazy Fart, I'm seeing a lot of people recommend Xandas over Holy Pandas now. I wonder what the reason is. Maybe it's just because the Halo Trues are getting harder and harder to find. I don't know, but people seem to be, at least from what I'm reading. Yeah. Although I think they're putting the V2 Zilio stems though, not the V1s like you did. So you want to make sure, especially the common keys, the keys that are going to be pressed a lot, sound nice. It's kind of the important part. Especially the stabilized keys. Stabilizers have a way of magnifying such as problems. So if a switch sounds bad, you put it in the stabilize key, it's gonna sound horrible. But so far so good though. Aluminum plates still sound nice. See, when you tap it, you hear that? See, so the left side, right side, you hear that? So the Keycult No.1 Rev 1 has this exact problem. Exactly the same thing happens with the spacebar. One side, when you tap it, nice and solid. Other side, when you lightly tap it, it gives out this weird, almost rattly sound. Okay, so I think so far so good. Now the only thing I'm worried about is whether or not all the switches actually register as key presses. And if they have issues, like, maybe they might have key chatter or something. So hopefully not. Right. But we will find out shortly. The super labeling on the Win keys. This is minimal, GMK minimal. My back hurts. Whose back does it hurt, right? Alright, let's move this here. Better view. Let's set this aside. And let's get desk mat out. So the board itself is a cool gray. Do we just use dark Cerakote? Let's do the what to get inside of that? Oh, the white is really nice, by the way. It's a nice neutral white. Because the problem with NJPBT black and white is that the white is way too cool. I really don't like it. The shade of white that ended up that it ended up being. It's way too dark, huh? Yeah. So this is Battleship Gray, Cerakoting. So you will see that the cable is already in here. The connector it is. So to test it, we have to plug it in here. Just and I hope I'm plugging it in right. I'm assuming I am. Type C. And the cable is on the right side for some goddamn reason. Well, at least it's recognized by the PC. And so now what we need to do is launch switch hitter. And let's go to display. And let's hope everything works, or else I will be miffed. Myth, I tell you. Is myth even the right word for it? If you're wondering why these creams don't sound like yours, it's because these have switch films in them, and they sound quite different than switch films. Oh god, why is this one not detected? Oh wow, oh. Only one pin was soldered. But the other one should be a function key. Let me try that out first, hold on. See, this is why I'm glad I tested this off. Okay, yeah, so this is a function key. Yeah, so this is a oversight on my part. One pin wasn't soldered over here. So this is why you check your work, kids. Oh, so you can see it. So, because a lot of these, this is the first few switches I solder one pin just to check if the front bumps are touching the PCB. So that's how you know that your switches are flush against the PCB, because that's what you should aim for. Right? Most people don't do this. Am I most people? No. Are you most people? No. You have better standards. So you should get, see how all of them are nice and straight? Yes, that's what you should do, and I know that's what you do. Not them. Right? They don't. They don't care enough, but you do. That's why you watch this channel. Okay, so now it should work. Alright, you have a good night too. I will continue being a bitch. Okay, let's see if this. Okay, see, so now it shows up. So this is programmed as Windows because the default layout is the standard bottom row, whereas this is not a standard bottom row. I'm gonna replace these two switches, I think. For some reason, they both have the same kind of scratchy sound. Both of these, for some odd reason. Because these don't, just these. So I have 3 more over here. So let's see if a simple switch swap will help us out. Wow, that's amazing. So this already sounds better. So let's try it again. So let's take this one out. This one should be better. We'll see though. Seems to be better. Okay, now we solder these. Again, make sure the front corner bumps are touching the PCB. This one still doesn't sound good, so we're gonna desolder again. Come on. We don't have all night. Because well, the whole night is over. I think the filters really caked. Yep. This should give us a few more uses before I have to swap the filter again. Good as new. What mouse pad do you recommend? It's the So I have not tried the SRSE. I use the HyperX Fury S, and I really like it. I recently got the Glide 19 as well from what's it called? Mad Catz. It's nice, but it's not big enough, and I'm too used to the HyperX Fury S at this point, so that's just what I use. Where did my switch puller thing go? Also, there was just an ant that crawled across. The pros use this Zowie. Well, then you can try it. I think the reason why I didn't go with the what's the other one? GSR. I want to say. I can't remember what it's called. There's another Zowie mousepad that, or BenQ. Yeah, Zowie mousepad that I almost bought. Let me check. No, not orders. So the other one that I almost bought was the GSR, yeah. So I didn't end up buying it because apparently it doesn't work very well in human environments. Or if you sweat. So that's why I didn't pick up the GSR, but I can't remember why. I wasn't interested in the GSR SE. I think maybe it's just the color. Is there something different about it? I don't remember. Yeah, is it just a colored edition of the GSR? Honestly, don't remember. Because when I was looking, I just wanted the GSR, and in the end, I decided against it. So I just went with the HyperX Fury, and it's worked pretty well for me so far. So now, let's screw this in. and me, we got chemistry. HDO Charles, hey, how's it going? GSR is more slow than Divina. So the thing is, it's actually why I wanted the GSR. I was looking for a slightly slower mousepad, because that's why I wanted the Glide. If you want it to be fast, get a hybrid pad. Yeah, it depends. Like maybe you want, I don't know, a balanced one. The HyperX Fury S that I have is pretty balanced, because GSR is, you know, pretty slow and it offers a lot of control. But I think that if you are looking for fast, the M500 and the Glide 19 are insane. And they are hybrid, so it feels like a hard pad, but it's made of cloth. I don't have the Divina. I have the HyperX Fury S. And that's my main mouse pad. Let's see, this is the HyperX Fury S. I like the texture on it. I like that it doesn't soak up moisture as much as the GSR. These are GMK Minimal. So it's a nice neutral white instead of the usual, you know, super cool white that we get. Okay, so let me wash my hands because I have solder, or I was soldering. Displace the mousepad? Do you mean display? JPD black and white. I don't know about having solved, but black on white has a very cool white in comparison. So if you look at my GMK Minimal unboxing that's up on YouTube, you will see closer comparisons. But see, here's an example real quick. You just compare the whites. This looks almost purpley in comparison. Or this is a nice, just white. Of course, in terms of sound, the PBT sounds better. No, I said unboxing for GMK Minimal. Because that's where I actually do I do comparisons between this and the black and white. Okay, well, here we are. 7 hours, 26 minutes later. No, I said the GMK Minimal unboxing. Because the NJPT black and white was before GMK Minimal existed, so I didn't compare the two. I almost bought the trilogy on Google Play. That reminds me, I have a bunch of credit expiring. Oh shit, did it expire already? Oh no. See, I was supposed to do that today and I was too busy moving switches. No. Did I finish spending that? Or, oh, I don't know. Did it already expire? Damn it. Purchase history. Okay, let's see. Okay. So yeah, thankfully, past me. So like a few days ago, actually spent all the credit I need to spend already. A lot of people use the Divina mousepad. I don't know buy or not. I mean, if that's what you're leaning towards, then buy it. You know, try it out. It's the only way to find out. You know, because even if I tell you to get something else, you're gonna say, you know, a lot of people use the Divina. So, you know, and it's why I bought the DDD Glide 19. Just because a lot of people have been recommending it. So, you know what? I know I will probably regret it if I never get it. So, I went ahead and bought it. Even though I knew kinda that I would still prefer the Hypex Fury S, I bought it because I wanted to try it. And now do I regret it? Yes, because I didn't even like it. But I know that I would have always been curious if I didn't buy it. So try it out. You know, it seems like you. I don't know if it's faster than the Divina. That one I don't know. It's been a while since I bought the Hypex Fury S. JPT Slate Spacebar is very good. Oh, you have Slate too? Damn it! I regret not buying it. Okay, so now that we are finally here, let's do a typing test, and we'll show out the board real quick, and I can finally go to bed or stay up. I don't even know yet. I don't know what the plan is right now. Let me turn off the AC. Turn off the fan as well? Maybe it should. think the two switches that I need to replace, the escape key. Alright, listen to this compared to the 1. And the backspace as well. So listen to backspace compared to shift compared to enter. Other than that, sounds pretty nice. It is 6:04 a.m. over here, so very early. I've been streaming for 7 hours, 38 minutes now. So yeah, so still not exactly done, but we are gonna call it a night here. So yeah, so these two, I need to loop more switches. These two are the main ones that stand out, I think. It's not even bad until you do it really slow. But yeah, surprised at how nice it ended up sounding. So these are lubed cream switches, lubed with Krytox 105 on most of the parts, and then the legs of the stems were lubed with 205G0. The springs were oiled with 1514. And it has switch films, so that makes these creams sound quite different from most of the creams out there. If you want a quick kind of shitty comparison, I still have them here. So okay, so compare these two. This Blue Key F7 is a lubed, so it's lubed exactly the same way. Lubed cream switch without a switch film. F12 over here, this yellow key has a switch film. Alright, and they're lubed the exact same way. This one also has a switch film, so this and this are identical, the two yellow ones, and the blue one doesn't have a switch film. See how these two just sound more lively than this one? Livelier. This is a Polar, a Yock Polar Panda switch with a Halo True stem. So a Polar Holy Panda. And these are just two ZUV2s. This is a kind of more regular Holy Panda. Cameron Inks. Premium stamp in yacht pen housing. No, I have not actually. Maybe I should. Get inks are pretty nice. They just have one issue really, but most people are not going to be affected. It's a shame about the ticking because they sound and feel nice otherwise. Alright, well, time to call it a night. Almost at 8 hours. Thank you everyone for being here. I really appreciate it. I'm not gonna do a raid. I'm too tired to look for someone to raid. Let's roll the credits though. Let me show the board real quick before I do that. Finished board. PC low letter, you still here? What the hell? Okay. Yeah, so this is the Keycult number 160, fully assembled. And Battleship Gray. Silver accents. It's a nice contrast. Matte gray with a metallic silver. GMK minimal for a nice neutral white. Yeah, pretty nice. For a nice minimalist setup, if you have that. Yeah, so thank you everyone for being here. I really appreciate it. Chokan, peace out there. Yes, I'm still not just alive, I'm still alive. I have to leave for class in 5.5 hours. That's gonna be fun. So the raids, Rainy and James Warner, thank you. Resubs and subs, lazyfartsmitters.tv. Oh, and I probably missed some because of the numerous Twitch issues tonight. Lazy Fart, thank you for the cheer. I'm just going to look at this list of credits. It's going to be kind of useless today. Talisman Solutions, thank you for the bits. Daniel R. Cortez, Flex, Naggy Out, Polar Junction, iBurley Games with the follows. Carney Kun with the follow. Talisman Solutions with the gift sub to Smithers.tv. MK Tyson, Bad News Caps, Chokan, Devness, Vim Warrior, Long Cutie Pie, Not Negative, Hammer Brother, Pen of Water. Thank you for the follows. The subs. Sorry, not follows. Subs. You followed a long time ago. Smithers.tv for the follow. Dirty Polo, Henry the Wound, Lloyd D, Sunken Sun. I'm sorry, I got distracted by another ant. Dilston, Agent Yellow Halo, Rooster TM, Fuzzy Baffy, possibly Fruit. Yeah, thank you for the follows. Thank you, everybody. I will try to sleep. I don't know. We'll see. Finish assignment watching a stream though. Hey, well, I'm glad I could be of some assistance. So VP IPC Letter Chokan, I'm Steph, G-Shock, H3O Charles, Zudras, 20by71. Thank you. Time for me to finally go to bed. And I will see you all most likely Monday. We have GMK Eclipse that we're gonna unbox. And maybe the TX 1800 V2 as well. So hopefully that's what happened. Have a good weekend.